the Gospel Journal Malawi, and we are on a special 10 days visit to the book of Esther. And today is Monday, 3rd of November 2025. And this is chapter 2 of the book. And the theme today is the rise to power. So I'm going to read Esther chapter 2, verse number 17 to anchor our chapter. And the reading says, "Now the king was attracted to Esther more than to any of the other women, and she won the favor and approval more than any of other virgins. So he set a royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti." So chapter 2 is connecting to chapter 1, where we saw the queen being deposed. So the king has no queen. Now, that's an abnormal situation. So the kingdom is awash with a discussion as to what happens next. If it were today with the social media that we have, possibly we could see so many posts from people discussing the situation that the queen has been deposed, and now who will be next? People would be sending their pictures, say, "Here I am, and the king can take me," and all the frenzy stuff that we can imagine. But in that time, there was no social media, and there were typical traditional formal processes of getting a new queen. So in chapter 2 describes a process is now underway to get a new queen for the king. So King Xerxes, or King Ahasuerus, was now a man without a woman. So a process began. So an announcement was made that all beautiful women, the virgins, should go and contest. So women, these beautiful women would enroll. Now, the chapter 2 comes in with a new name, the name of Esther. So Esther was a Jew and was living with her cousin Mordecai. So because Mordecai was older, Mordecai was also referred to as a parent or father to Esther, but initially they were cousins. And because of now Jew and non-Jew factor, we see Mordecai advising Esther to say, "You go and contest, but one thing, never reveal your identity that you are a Jew." So we see how Mordecai supported Esther. So Esther was enrolled for the process. And in that time, these beauty pageants would not just enroll today and tomorrow they go for a contest. No. They would be enrolled, and then they would need to meet certain criteria, such as height, body mass index, all sorts of other stuff that they could look for. And they would go into a camp, a beauty camp, where they would receive beauty treatment for 6 months. So this beauty camp was called a harem, and in there was a chief eunuch. Now, why a eunuch? Because a eunuch was a man who was, for some purpose, castrated or made important. So, but would deal with women. In kings' homes or palaces, men working in palaces, they would be eunuchs. They would make them impotent, so that they should not in any way uh, be able to contaminate or rape or sleep with the queen and the women in the palace. So it was a way of securing the palace from sexual exploitment and sexual exploitation and or other stuff. So the chief eunuch Haggai welcomed Esther into the beauty camp, and she received special favor from Haggai. But also, we see that on the day of the context, when her time came, the king chose Esther to be the new queen. So this was the rise to power for Esther, and the name Esther means a star. So we see a star shining in the city of Susa. So she goes to the palace as the new queen. But also, as she goes to the new palace, we see that Mordecai repositions and he goes to stay at the gate, to the entrance to the palace. So this is important to note that God had positioned Mordecai and Esther for the sole purpose of saving the Jewish people from a massacre that was coming later on in the book. So we want to learn today that at times God would put us in a place in a particular time for a reason, and we may not know the reason why, but later on we get to know the reason why. And in this case, there was a reason why Esther was made queen and Mordecai sat at the gate, and he provided a lot of wisdom and insights to Esther. So when time came, the Jewish people were saved because of the rise to power of Queen Esther. Let me conclude this chapter by saying you need to understand why you are in that place, why you are allowed to be receiving that kind of a salary, why you are a supervisor, why things are happening to you today, why you lost that job. Yes, you would say maybe you said withdrew funding, but you don't know what the plan of God is. You are there to fulfill the missing piece of puzzle, and God just wants to use that moment for you to save others. You could be on a life-saving mission. Good morning.